Well, while we're waiting on Ryan, I'm going to get started. If you are watching this at any point, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we're drawing some clothing. I think I'm going to use just my clutch pencils tonight. There he is. Hello. My God. Give me down a sec, Austin. All right. You there? Hello. You there?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Go. Oh. Okay.
We're actually live right now. Probably won't get
Oh,
any
we're
viewers.
live. We're live.
I was thinking about maybe trying out Instagram because there's an artist I follow that he does live Instagram sessions with a friend of his.
Mm.
So I wonder if that's any easier to set up. And I mean, with the potential for more people tuning in, I think.
Yeah. Where's my... So I've been studying like the head a little bit, and I decided to see what, before I went too far, like studying, to do what I could with my, like in my head, like what I could do in my head without, without looking at anything. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to, these are actually supposed to be dated. I can't remember what date, but I'm curious to see like where I'll be at after I start diving into stuff a little bit,
Oh yeah, so you kind of set yourself up with a little bit of
Before now.
Trying to think of the word.
Yeah, I try not to worry about too much. Like I didn't try to necessarily like what's the best I could do or anything, but it was more of like where am I at in the understanding of the head from my memory. And so like all these right here are probably about, I think like 3 or 4 minutes. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes. I'd say probably more like 4 minutes. But I tried to go like kind of quick to just kind of start laying stuff in and like moving without doing these, like these were 4-minute ones. And I was like, okay, real quick. Now let's start like moving and adding things. And then like I moved to the eye a little bit. Just being like, okay, what's a quick eye that I could do that shows that, it's, I don't know. But it was kind of cool. What was really interesting was like if you look at some of these, I extended the chins just to see what it'd do. And it's real interesting when you start making a whole bunch of heads, kind of like what if you elongated the jaw? What's that?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I get interrupted a bunch tonight.
What is that?
Huh? Wife went to go see John Wick with Fallon. And then Grayson's got a sleepover tonight. So right now it's just me and Grayson and his friend. So I'm trying to do this. Boys are currently outside, and Phoebe's gotten this really bad habit of jumping up on tables.
Oh.
So since she is bigger now, she can reach more stuff on the tables.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's throwing a fit because the boys are outside and she is not. Whoa, excuse me. All right, so we're just going to look up some clothing items on our own. Just kind of draw, or did you have something more specific in mind?
Nope. That'd probably be good. I planned on just grabbing some of my comics and just looking at clothing and stuff. And but yeah, it's been pretty fun with kind of what I've been doing. I kind of told myself that I was going to go ahead and got my tape. I got some new tape. That I was going to kind of see where I was at before I just start diving into stuff. So so it's more of something that gives me motivation, when I look back at my old stuff.
Yeah.
In case I get to the point where I'm burning out or I don't feel like I'm progressing, I can look back and be like, oh yeah, I kind of am. But,
yeah, I like seeing all my. That's kind of why mainly why I've been posting stuff online is so I can look back at it. And now I'm getting to that point where there's stuff I had posted from a year ago. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I've improved.
So did you do any more on that blending one? Blending
The
class
shading course?
Shading class, yeah.
I watched the next video for it. Jesus, I have to let the dog out.
Do you maybe want to would it be easier for you to feel a little bit more comfortable streaming tomorrow with all the random crap you have to do?
No, I mean, this is fine.
Okay.
I mean, the boys I think they'll be fine on their own, but just Phoebe, that's fucking neurotic.
I got my hoo-hoos done. All my here's all the colors. Yeah, I did. They come with little color cards that you can do, and you can kind of see the colors and stuff. But it's kind of neat. It's kind of fun doing this. But man, some of them are so close to each other. that I can't even tell the difference, to be honest. But
Yeah, sometimes I get that way.
oh man.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool course. It's on the cheaper end. I'd recommend it. Like I started, like he just has you draw like a bunch of weird, like random, like kind of bubble shapes like this. And you can see like what's what I kind of did up here, but like then you just figure out where you want your light source to come from, and then you apply shading like on the shapes. But it's mostly about just shading from imagination and just kind of making up as you go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of good kind of science behind it, how light works, just to help you better understand. Yeah, I'm gonna let her outside real quick. That's hilarious.
What's that?
Well, I let her out there. And Grayson and his buddy Austin, they're playing with some cars out there, some like die-cast metal cars. And Phoebe bolted out there after I let her out. Grayson had no idea that I let her out. He's like, "How'd she get out? No!" She grabbed one of his cars and she's just tearing around the yard with it in her mouth, and both boys are trying to chase her down. Yeah, get some exercise. I'll get it.
Good. Excuse me.
I don't know if you can see this very well.
I can't. I can't see it at all.
Nope. Almost had it.
Oh, there we go.
You can tell what it is.
Oh, look at that.
It's a dude wearing a crop top and the bottom of his chest is poking out of him. His nipples are covered. What the hell? Or do this one. There we go. Draw these.
That's great.
Why the hell?
Yeah.
There you go. Now it's focused.
Look at that.
I just typed in clothing, and this is what's coming up.
Look at that.
What? Oh my god. Okay. I'll be right back.
I think it's that one. I think it's this one.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I lied. I'm gonna grab my other sketchbook really quick because it's almost empty. I'm gonna finish it up. finished drawing the body.
Drawing the body.
Yeah, we never finished it. Got to arms, then we got sidetracked.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna do little portions of stuff. I'm not even gonna do full figure stuff. I'm just gonna sure as hell I'm not drawing a whole face for this. I think I will go ahead and just get a outline of a head at least. What have you been up to this weekend?
oh, nothing much really. I got that guy that I do that work for, you know. I did a I did that book for him or whatever, and he's happy with it and all, but it's like, I guess some dude who was supposed to do some work for him, he didn't quite like I don't know, it was like this kind of like weird thing going on with his timetable and everything, and like, I don't know, it was just a bunch of him waiting to the last minute on some stuff, and he's like, he asked me if I could not do necessarily more work for him, but just redo this thing that some guy didn't do well or something like that. And I was just like, I was like, dude, I was like, I'm really stretched to the limit here, you know. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm dragging my feet on this like thing regarding like this type of I don't even know how to describe it. Kind of like an RSVP type thing, but he wants it with like certain he wants it with like certain individuals that he's going to send it to specially for, and yet like he's supposed to have like food and all this other stuff for him. And I was like, there's going to be food here for your, you know, the thing that you're doing. And was like, yeah, it's gonna be food. And I was like, are other people gonna eat? He was like, no. I was like, well, how are you gonna set that up? Like, are you having like your own dinner type thing upstairs or something? He goes, oh, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I was like, oh, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just, it's just really stressful. And then I made him t-shirts. I made him t-shirts, and he liked them and everything. He was just like, oh yeah, these are gonna be great, blah blah blah. And then today, when I was there picking up the book that I made for him, he got the proofs for the t-shirts from the t-shirt guy, and after looking at him, he was like, oh man, maybe we need to lower it, maybe we need to do this. And I was like, oh man. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, like I don't know, man. It's like whatever you want to do. He says, okay, are you sure? And I'm like, it's like, man, this is not, I should not be worrying about this stuff at all. It's really hard. But he added stuff in the book, so I'm having to kind of like go through and do that stuff. And I don't know. I'm so ready for this to be over with. And school's almost over. Oh, so that'll be nice. I won't have to drop off my son every day,
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the only thing I really look forward to about school being over is I don't have to worry about drop off or pick up. What I don't like about it is boys are home all day. Although I guess now that I'm working full time, it's not as much of an issue.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about today, but I'm super exhausted.
Jesus Christ.
Tux. Tux over. Because that would be like that. That goes over to that. So what happens if I do someone's got this like V kind of pattern. So that's what would be the dog. That's a face. So this would be a spotlight. These come down. So it's almost like So why didn't you take your son to go see John Wick?
I've already watched it with him once, and Alex wanted to go with him to see it.
Oh, she wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Whoa, Coach.
Hello. Hey. I'm fine. How you doing? Okay. Did you like it? Yeah, it was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're fine. They're outside playing with Grayson's cars. I'm up here just getting a little bit of an earlier start with Brian on drawing, and Phoebe's just barking at the door. Yeah, she's been in there a few times. Yep.
So let's do.
No. All right. Sounds good. Love you too. Bye.
If that was the case, just simple stuff. Interesting.
Oh, God.
It gets darker as it goes.
my God. Like they're both inside now. I don't know what she's barking at. Gray. Grayson. Grayson. She still want to go outside? Grayson, clean up pieces out there now. Keep telling me there might be pieces out there. Is there or isn't there? If there's not, let me go.
That's interesting. So if I was to do that, Bye bye.
Oh, my proportions are off on this.
So the high part would be
Yep.
You didn't feed Phoebe, did you?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay.
A terrible dog dad. All right. I think things have calmed down a little bit. Did you ever watch Dungeons and Dragons?
Mm-mm.
That's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it.
Yeah, Aaron was telling me it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that great. Looking at the trailers, I was like, really? Dungeons and Dragons movie? That'll never work. But it did. And I said I was only going to do smaller portions. See how that turned out.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm doing real small portions, trying to. Really, I wanted to see how. Kind of patterns move on fabric, you know.
I use these Prismacolor ebony pencils.
Oh,
It's like gets like a really dark I guess it's a more like compressed graphite or some kind of lead that can get like blacker blacks and stuff.
Hmm. This is the tricky part. So,
Gray.
so this would be all going up. Right. That'd be right. So that would like and this would come back up. I think that would be right. I think.
Say what?
I'm trying to think of how like fabric. Um, how the fabric would move. And then I watched the other day whatchamacallit his name? David Finch. On doubling up your lines. And it's kind of interesting. Like, not even just worrying about shading necessarily, but just the part that's supposed to be darker. And doing that by just making your lines thicker. And it's an easy concept when it's like a building, or something, because where like the shadow is going to lay. But like with the oh my gosh, with the clothing, it's I'm almost like losing touch with which one's supposed to be darker and not. It's just like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be darker. And then when you actually like, I don't know, and actually start looking at it, it's like, oh, wait a second, did I do that right? It's like your brain can start just kind of making up your own, like what you're seeing almost,
Yeah.
I'm sort of going by reference, but not really, because like I'm seeing this character here, but the character doesn't, since it's a sketch, they insinuate there's a design there, but then there's no design. So I'm kind of trying to like make it up in my head, like how it actually kind of work.
Yeah, I decided to try to implement some of that shading class I took.
Oh yeah. Well, Blender. Do they teach you how to use the Blender?
Yeah.
It's crazy with all the college classes I had. Not one single teacher ever used a Blender. Like,
I never really liked them before, but I don't think I was ever using them right.
yeah, makes me wonder if If my teachers even knew how to use a blender.
Yeah.
Do you like using them?
For this style of drawing, I guess. Yeah. Oops. Oh, but it's this style is just very. It's like time consuming. Like it's a lot of back and forth. I don't think I'm going to spend too much more time on this, but because I want to get on to doing something different. Yeah, it's interesting because he talks about sometimes getting a really dark shadow isn't always about just pushing like harder with your pencil, but it's about filling in every little grain of the paper.
Oh. Hence
So,
the
like,
blender, I guess.
yeah, I mean that helps too. But he said like to get like a really like flat black area, like you take the pencil, you kind of go in at a low angle to start with, shade it all in. Then you hold the pencil upright more and try to get like all the other little pieces of fiber that haven't been covered. Um, in graphite yet. Just like, oh, I guess that makes sense. What you doing?
I was just watching you.
Oh. Just gotta go like really quiet.
Sometimes it's kind of nice just to watch.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait till I get to a point where I get really comfortable making characters.
Yeah.
Like I always, like my dream was always to be a guy, like a concept artist, to where people are like, it's like, hey, I got this idea, and I think I want this place to be brooding, and I want this person to have, whatever type of feel, and then I just create the clothing, create all these things that just like, all these different things that can help with the story, and help with the character, meaning of the character and stuff.
Yeah.
I always thought that'd be really neat.
It would be. Yeah, kind of in my head, like I feel like my goal with this is to maybe do like some poster, movie poster stuff. I think that would be cool, like Drew Struzan.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, watching his documentary is what got me into back into design, or
Oh yeah.
not necessarily design, but I wanted to become an artist, and then I went to Wichita State. This is back when I was still assistant manager at Sherwin, and I watched his documentary, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. Like, I just want to be somebody like him that, again, it just like interpret kind of stuff or whatever, and draw something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I went to WSU, I told them, I was like, hey, do you guys have like a a program, you know, that's kind of like this or whatever. Because I looked up Drew Struzan and what he went to school and kind of did life drawing and all that other jazz. And they just looked at me. It was like, no, we don't have anything like that. It wasn't even like, oh, what are you interested in? It was just like right when I walked in, I said something. I was like, and they're just like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have that. It's like, oh, okay. It's like very not very helpful, I should say.
Yeah. They're like, God damn it, someone else that wants to be Drew Struzan.
I know I didn't like. I wasn't a big fan of the art teacher that was there. He was really good, but boy, dude, he was so full of himself.
Yeah.
And I say that because he was good, but man, when you try to talk to him, dude, it was like he's like, you're beneath me. Like he gave off that feeling. I never had a drawing class with him, but I kind of told myself, I was like, man, I'm glad I don't have any classes with him because I did not like that teacher at all.
Fucking punch him in the face.
He was just, I don't know. I remember like I took a class with him that was about getting ready for, like we had to take a 1 credit class that was all it was doing was preparing you to apply for the program you want to get into. And man, he just like the whole time he was just, I felt like he didn't want to be there the entire time. And he showed off a lot of his work, which was fine, you know, but at the same time, it's like, man, this guy is really patting himself on the back a lot.
Here is how you get good at drawing. Just do what I do. Do what I did right there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he talked about his stuff that was in the art shows and stuff like that, you know, just kind of like, and granted, you know, that's it's good to know, like, you know, that your teacher is good, but it's like, damn, dude, you know, this is kind of like, it's kind of like about us at the moment, like just trying to get, but he would just go on these like tangents where it's just like, is this guy, I don't know, it's just like, okay, you said what you need to say and just kind of move on. But I remember like all the kids in the class would snicker a lot and just be like, man, this dude,
yeah.
it's like, oh god. See, I almost think like it's interesting some of these artists.
What about him?
Oh, just how they all use line differently, you know. It's pretty cool. Everybody's got their own little kind of niche, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny is you look at it, and you're like, oh yeah, you know, it's a good artist. But then when you like, you know, I've been watching the Finch thing and him talking about like, you know, line work and stuff like that, just little particular things. And then when I start looking at, now that's what I look at when I look at artists. I'm just like, oh, how'd they do that line work there? Like, oh. See you, dude. Good night. Yeah, I found today when I had to go do that thing for that toppers guy or whatever, I stopped at a Books a Million or whatever, and when I was there, I found another Scavengers comic book.
Oh, yeah.
It was a different artist though.
Hopefully it was a bit better.
No, I think it was a little kind of poopy as well.
What publisher was that?
One I've never heard before. Gosh, what is not Image? Dang, because I looked up that artist and he did that like back in '93, and I wanted to see. I wanted to see if he gotten better or anything, you know. Like I was curious to see, but I didn't see any more stuff from him, like at all.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a very 90s style of cover.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Rob Liefeld.
What'd you say?
Was it Rob Liefeld?
No, it was Francesco. It was Francesco Francesco Brahman or Braffin or something like that. Braffoon. Francesco Braffoon.
Like buffoon.
Oh, so here's an interesting. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place on this thing. Not really.
Greg, you guys want to watch a movie or anything? Come on.
So I took my son because field day got canceled. So I took him out
What was canceled?
field day.
Oh,
At the
yeah.
So picked him up from school and took him out to the arcade, just get him out of school and let him have some fun and stuff like that, And a lot of the ones in the arcade here in Wichita at this place that we go to, it's a lot of Japanese and Chinese arcades. And so my son, it was just really funny because my son was playing some of these games and he was just like, what did he say? Because it's like all in Chinese, like, I don't really know. But the expression on his face was, he was pretty upset you passed him. But man, it was just, I don't know, it was just really funny. Him just kind of trying to understand what was going on, but I had no idea either.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun though.
That's good.
It's probably the only driving he'll be able to do in his life.
Yeah.
I think I need to start getting in the habit of, it would be hard to do while I get a little bit better, but get in the habit of laying down my shapes, which I do. I mean, I do essentially do it, but I don't do the whole outline of the shape first, of what I'm drawing. I tend to lay out a part of the shape and then define it a little bit and then move on to the next thing, define it and then move on, rather than laying down my guidelines. You know what I mean?
Well, another reason you would probably like the shading course, because he talks about he kind of renders as he's and granted the things he draws kind of lends itself more towards his drawing style, because he kind of tends to draw like um, weird muscly creature type things.
Oh, I think
uh,
I've seen this guy before.
so he kind of, as he's going, he'll like just kind of add in smaller little details, and the way he renders too, like he throws in little details because it's all from imagination what he does. So he's always putting
He's
in
almost
little
like
tendrils there, faces
he's
here.
almost like a automatic drawer type of guy, isn't he? Like he
Kind of.
just okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. But yeah, he actually makes a good argument for kind of rendering or laying in shadow. He doesn't like do full render as he goes, but he
Mhm.
kind of bounces all over the place. Like he'll render a little bit, kind of move on to the next area. But for him, it helps kind of keep him remind him of like where the light direction is coming from and
Oh yeah,
how how the values are coming along and stuff.
I could see that. I could see how that's helpful. Like especially if he's getting super detailed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it any one way, right? Like you just
Mhm.
there's no not really a wrong or right. Like
I know I personally have a tendency to get lost on what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Like I think about my lines so much sometimes that um, like I'm so worried about making the line perfect almost the first or second time that I'm not just like moving along. I'm not just moving through it first. And sometimes that can drive me nuts in my head if the line just isn't right. Sometimes I'll move on from the line I made and then I'll look back on it and be like, oh, that's not what I like. I'm gonna have to move it. So I'll stop what I'm doing just because I'm particular and I'll go back and like try to fix it and then I make it worse. It's like I just don't it's I don't know. I I think I could benefit from learning how to be messy almost.
yeah,
Uh, and not being so perfect. Beating myself up over, some silly silly thing that doesn't even need to be exact.
you're silly. Stop being so silly, silly, silly goose.
And what's interesting is like this guy I'm doing now, like the line work uh, on his arm. Look really close at his shirt. I don't know, it might be hard to see, but um, his lines are all like squibbly and squabbly. So it's almost like he's taking the line and just moving along with it, even if it's messed up a little bit. He just kind of like will put it in, but it works with the raggedy shirt. You know what I mean? While me, I have a tendency to do like this, like, oh, here's the line, here's the line, move this up. Oh, there it is. It's that nice soft line. Like I don't know, but then it ends up looking blocky. Like it doesn't have character in it.
Yeah,
And again, I think a lot of that's just me not trusting myself. But I think eventually that will happen just when I'm drawing so much, when I get to a point where I just start being comfortable with myself. I even noticed with you, like you're moving a lot faster than what you did before. And I think maybe that's because subconsciously you're comfortable with what you laid down.
I found him. I can get him. I think some of that gesture drawing has helped with that, though. Just laying in like my drawing first before I start kind of rendering it or whatever. I think just thinking in terms of like shapes. And then I know I'm starting to develop an eye for like I guess proportions or like where how everything lines up, and I don't know, like there's just more things I pay attention to now. Um, when I used to try to just copy a picture with my eyes and draw it in, eventually, like, I don't know if a certain, like this, well, in this drawing that I did right here, for example, like when I first started kind of laying it in, um, this lapel that's, I kind of blurred it out so you can't really see it right up here, but this up here, where it's lined up with the arm right now is where it was in the photo. But the first time I drew it in, like the arm was like way too low. So there was all this room of this little collar or lapel or whatever it is. So I'm like, oh shit, that arm needs to go up. So I just, since I'd lightly laid it in, it was just an easy fix. I erased it and just drew it up straighter, or up higher. And it's like seeing those relationships in a picture between certain landmarks, I guess. Like seeing those relationships helps a lot with getting stuff laid in right and your proportions and stuff. I never get it perfect, but I'm I'm I feel like I'm better at it than I used to be. Yeah, bud.
We can't turn the TV yet.
Okay, remember how to turn that speaker on?
Yeah, but it can't. Try, but it works.
Oh, great. So I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna get it on the first try without any trouble. Go help him out with this really quick. Be right back. I just pushed the power button on the remote and it worked. Okay. And guess what? Just pushed the power button and it came on like I told him to. I already tried that. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I really think this summer is going to be great for me. Being able to be home, and I'm
Yeah.
working at Sherwin still, but I'm working Saturday and Sunday, which Saturday is kind of like a long day, but Sunday's only 6 hours from 10 to 4, so I can have Monday through Friday off, and I can actually start doing 6 to 8 hour days.
Yeah.
And then when I don't have any design, I'm just going to come down and just draw for hours and hours. That'd be kind of nice, because I think I'm just not able to get in a routine yet.
Yeah.
So you still doing 20 a day on your?
No. This week's hasn't been so great. Well, I mean, I've been getting like an hour of practice here and there and at work, but not gesture stuff. Yeah, kind of like you. I don't know if I can keep that up for that long. It's something I like to do, sprinkle in here and there, but I only get so much time in a day to draw, and sometimes I like to play a game, which probably isn't a good thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like doing gestures right now. Like, I want to do something else a little bit more fun. I think gestures can be fun. There's other stuff I want to do, every day.
Do you get about an hour a day of drawing? You said.
During the week, at least. I probably like sometimes I'll get a little bit more in. Like I'll get an hour for my lunch. Usually, it's actually more like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then this week I've made better effort actually at getting a little bit more time in the evening. So like that's when I did some of that shading class and that stuff that I sent you that I drew from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like I probably spent probably a good 2.5 hours that night getting some practice in. Like I didn't draw much because it was a lot of heavy rendering. So I guess it's still like 2 hours of drawing is 2 hours of drawing. It's just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like it much because I've only got like one or two like little portions of a picture to show for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, even the stuff that we do sometimes, it's like when we're drawing here, like it's 8:50, and look at how much we've gotten done.
Yeah,
Not
like,
much.
dude, that skirt is looking really good.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that. I wonder.
I really like how so you kind of got oh, it's hard for me to. I'm like pointing at it on my screen, but of course you can't see me where I'm pointing.
Yeah.
On the left side, just a little bit more. That one,
Oh, that
that
one.
fold, yeah, you got that trim design on the bottom edge.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah, and it's not super detailed, but you can. But I like how you blurred it out more in the shadow of that fold
Hmm.
because it just makes it look. And I don't know if you're getting that reference from another drawing.
Yeah, the skirt shadow, but not necessarily the not like how the pattern bends. Because like this pattern over here isn't even in the one down here. I added just to be like, is it like how would this bend? Um, but this one kind of I went a little bit farther in it than the sketch did that I was looking at. And actually, there's
Yeah.
not as many waves in it either. I added a little bit more waves, um, just because I was trying to understand. Like, it's really hard your brain to think like how something moves like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and it's kind of funny you said that rendering guy. He likes to render a little bit so he knows like where the light is. And during this thing, I was constantly losing when I was outlining it, like what the hell I was doing. Like I was like, okay, so this is a fold in, this is a fold out, this is a fold in. And then when I went back to draw the lines to where things were bending, it was just like, wait a second, this looks like it's up now. Is it? Wait, did I mean for it to go up? Like it's just, oh man, it's a nightmare. But one thing I've noticed, because I looked at some of the stuff because I knew we were going to do clothes. I was looking through my sketchbook with comics and stuff like that, the comic artists. And really, dude, they have clothing on their bodies, but the clothing is so attached to the body. It's
Yeah.
not like they really go a little bananas on that kind of stuff. They tend to keep it almost like part of the body form, and then a little bit of like creases in it, or something like that. Which I guess makes
Yeah.
sense in comics.
They don't really throw too much into it, oftentimes. But I think it's good to have a good understanding of how fabric feels so that you like, or how fabric like folds and stuff, because then I feel like you can therefore be able to shorthand it like a little bit better and have, you know, 'cause then you're just putting in the stuff that counts, I guess, when it comes to those
Hmm.
folds.
See, that's one thing. Yoshitaka Omana, he does really good, but not detailed. It's like he's the messy guy. So
Yeah, but like him, I'm sure that he's practiced before, like with greater detail. Like,
Mhm.
when he was first learning out or learning and practicing.
Yeah, I think so. And it's almost like you can tell because those guys, their proportions are so well, like
Yeah.
even when he's messy, his proportions are all there. So it's like he had to get that body right. You know what I mean? Like he had to do form.
Yeah, because that's like a style thing, and that you don't develop until later after you start learning more. And it's like, yeah, you can't, you know, Stan Prokopenko talks about that a lot. Is like dealing with students beginners that say, "Oh, that's when their drawing isn't good," and they just say, "Oh, that's just my style." No, you don't develop your style till after you've learned and had a lot of practice with like the basics and like then
Dude,
you develop your own style after that. Like,
believe it or not, there there are a lot of really cocky people in art. Like, I mean, there was one girl in my design class where the teacher had to take her outside because she said the teacher came up and was like, and this girl had won awards like for her design for like packages and stuff like that, and she entered it in contests. And I mean, she was a very good artist or a good graphic designer, but she kept making the same things over and over again, kind of the same style. And the teacher was like, he was like, "Have you ever tried doing something else? Because all your stuff kind of looks the same, And she goes, "Well, that's my style, And then the teacher, of course, is just like, "Well, you shouldn't really be sticking to a style right now. You need to learn how to do other stuff, And dude, it was bad. Like, it was an argument for like 20 minutes, and then the teacher took her outside, and it was just super weird. But it happens in drawing too. There was this one artist, dude. Oh man, he was amazing. And he did this portrait. He did these portraits that looked like Van Gogh's portraits. And she said, she was like, "Why'd you paint these like this?" And he was like, "Oh, that's just, that's the way I paint, And she goes, No. You don't paint like that. Van Gogh paints like that. You don't paint like that, And he got really offended by it. And it was really awkward in class. But I'll be honest, even then, I didn't understand what she was trying to say. But it wasn't until later, farther in my art classes, I was just like, oh, I can see why these teachers are really poopy about this, because you're there to learn. You're not there to just be like, oh, I'm going to draw the way I draw even better. Like, you don't do that. It's like,
right.
you have to actually, it's like learning math, like you just gotta follow the basics first. And then it's like, okay, well, memorize all those things and then you can solve problems and whatever. But you'd be surprised, man, how many kids are very protective of their work, which granted, that's nobody likes to get their feelings hurt, but at the same time, it's just kind of a hard thing. But it's really, honestly, it's only the kids who are good when they come in at first. Like, there's been some artists I remember, I wouldn't even say artists, there's been some kids that come into drawing one, and dude, they blew me away. I was just like, damn, that dude can fucking draw. Like, drawing from the mind already. You know what I mean? Like he didn't need to look at anything. He could just draw. And it was just like, oh my God. But then it was amazing how bad he was drawing a vase, like, the crap they put in the middle of the classroom. It's like, oh, here's a boot with some flowers and some teapot and all this crap. And he just could not draw those, dude. Like, his drawings were subpar. But if you just let him do whatever he wanted to do, he could draw amazing things. But it's just crazy, like it's weird how that goes. But anyway, he would get a little touchy when the teacher would come by and say something to him.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I only got mad at my teacher once, and it was when I had kids and I was getting really tired, and my teacher was telling me I needed to do something, And so I did it. And then another teacher came by and was like, "Oh, I don't like that. You should lower this and whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I did that. And then when I took it back, she was like, "Why did you do that?" Blah, blah, blah. And I remember I was like, "Oh my God." Like, you teachers walk around and you don't like something, so I change it. And then you guys get mad because I change it. And I just did what the other guy told me to do. Like, I don't, and I said that to her. It's like, it's like, I don't know what you guys want. Like, it's just, and I feel really bad now that I'm old, out of school and everything. She probably thought I was total turd face, but it's like, God, you got 4 graphic design teachers, and sometimes there's 2 or 3 in the same class, and then one's telling you to do this, and the other one's like, "Yeah, why'd you do it that way?" And it's just like, dude, Jesus Christ. Man, I got so mad.
Yeah, I think I told you this story, but I got mad at my high school art instructor one day when we were doing portraits, I think, self portraits, and he came by mine and like grabbed my pencil and just started fucking drawing all over my portrait and like putting all these little like expressive like squiggles and shit in it, and I was just fucking pissed because he like drew on my drawing. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be as mad if he said, "Okay, let me grab your pencil here. Let me can I make some marks here?" You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a little different, like, yeah, go for it, But I think it'd like bother me if it was like some guy just came over and was just like, "Let me see this.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going at with this? You see where you need to go?" It's just like, dude, wait a second. Don't do that. Yeah, I definitely see where you get upset. Man, I had one teacher that I liked, but dude, he just did not have really good. I don't know, man. I can't explain it. Like, he didn't like music in class, and it was really hard, man. Like, he would tell students like, "I don't like music in my class because you guys need to concentrate." And me personally, like, and he didn't like a lot of talking in class. You need to be quiet and you need to work. And it was just like, man, that's how I kind of relax, Sometimes when I'm hearing other people talk, or I'm hearing some music, or like, I need to get out of my head for a little bit. And I
Right.
remember, like, I felt like when I was in his class, I couldn't get out of my head. It was just like there's too much chatter going on in my head with what I was doing. And man, that was really hard for me, for that class. I mean, I learned to deal with it, but man, I remember, like, I couldn't wait to get to my other classes because they didn't care about music. Dude, I remember my ceramics teacher. He was an old hippie, and I remember we were listening to the radio, and that song came on, and I got a DeVito, baby. Yeah, and dude, he just went over to the radio and blasted that right when that song started on. He just walked over there, didn't say anything, and just blasted it, and then walked back to his office. And all of us were like, "Oh my God, that's hilarious." Because it was just like, in his head, he was just like, "Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Been waiting for this some bitch to come on all day." But it was a good song. But I don't know. It's just so funny to me. But
Look at that fucking shirt.
oh, that's like the Xbox. Top
Yeah, it looks like it, kind of. Yeah.
You know what I'm really excited about? What's that?
I kind of want one.
I'm really excited about getting to that point where, like, what's that one guy, the guy that passed away, Kim Jong or Kim Jong Il? No, oh God, the guy that would just draw, like, didn't sketch anything out, like he just like fucking just went.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I told you about this. He made a comment where he was like, where he said, he's like, I wish you could see what I see, because he saw a whole bunch of invisible lines, like he saw lines there, but other people just thought he was like just kind of going. But he's like, I've done this so much, I already know where my lines should go. Like I actually imagine the lines before I draw them. And man, that'd be awesome to get to that point.
Yeah, for sure. I went to this place called 801 Chop House last night.
Oh yeah, steakhouse kind of.
Steakhouse, yeah, that's kind of in Leawood area, out by fairly close to like where Nick works. It's actually right by where I used to work at the Jewish Community Center. Um, anyways, but yeah, we were celebrating we had our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Nice. Yeah, it was belated, but yeah, we were celebrating late just because we want to make sure we had able to get reservations and stuff. And, I mean, really expensive, but totally worth it for at least like once. I got this cut of steak called a Delmonico. I'm guessing
Delmonico.
some other like famous steakhouse, like in New York or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was good. It was dry aged. I hadn't had a dry aged steak before, and it was just super good.
You haven't had a dry aged steak before? I thought we had. I thought we had that on.
No, that was like American Wagyu.
Oh, Nick was talking about. That's where I was thinking about. Nick was telling me about when he had an aged meat, and he said it was like super rich.
Yeah, it was really good. It's like a 24-ounce steak.
Was it worth it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, I've always been a bigger fan of beef than chicken. So I'll get down on some steaks. I mean, I like chicken too, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, chicken's like meh. It's fine.
excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
What I should probably do is grab. Dang it, I did it again. I always draw over here and then stuck with the left side. I even told myself when I put the paper down, I was like, okay, I'm going to draw on the left side.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. I'm trying to stay in the habit of, or develop a habit at least of starting on the left and then moving to the right.
Oh, that's interesting. So I wonder.
Shut the fuck up. Somebody about to get in trouble.
Ethan, what are you banging around in there? Okay.
Oh my, look at this one. That's some practice, all right.
Jeez.
Man, and everything's so sound on there too. Like it's like you did a really good job on it. Ooh, pants looking good.
Uh,
Man, this guy, Tim Von Ruden, he's got a couple books out, and they are pretty amazing.
is it just all like cloth stuff, or?
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff like this. That's just crazy retail clothing. Just really a lot of line work. I mean,
That's pretty cool, I guess.
yeah. All right. $9:30. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna hop off here. See what. I have to start doing some laundry, so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow.
Gay.
Well, good drawing.
Yep.
What do you want to work on next time?
I don't know. Generally up for anything, really.
Oh, we could do hair.
Oh yeah, we should. It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
The hairsies. Except I'm gonna do pubic hair.
Ooh, those are very coarse.
Yes.
Be a hard thing to get down. All right, dude. I guess I will. I'm sure you'll probably hear from me, or I'll hear from you during the week or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will see
All right,
you
dude.
later.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too. Oh, here when school gets out, then the next week or whatever, if you want to do some more, you want to do more streamings or whatever streams, just let me know.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if maybe we should do some more stuff like during the week.
Yeah. Even if we did just like an hour during the week, or even, you know, sometimes it's nice just to, especially when you feel like you don't necessarily feel like drawing, or you're just kind of like in a rut. When another person's there, it just kind of somehow like, you know, kind of helps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, just let me know the days. I'm pretty open Monday through Friday, like I said. So, but yeah, just let me know.
All right, sounds good.
I will see you later, coach.
All right, later, dude.